So the school's not listening to your concerns, or maybe you had a bad IEP or 504 meeting, or maybe they're just not implementing the accommodations. Whatever it is, now it's time to contact an advocate or an attorney. Pump the brakes. There are a few things you can do before you get to that point, and there's a couple things you need to know about advocates and attorneys before you go contacting them. So some advocates do good work, but there are a couple things you got to know about advocates. First, some of them, many of them, have some battle scars because they got involved with advocacy and they're passionate about it because of some of the challenges they faced with their own kids. And that makes sense. However, sometimes that means they've got a vendetta. They got an axe to grind. So instead of considering what might be in the best interest of your child, they sometimes are more interested in taking it to the school-based team. The next thing to consider is that sometimes advocates are all about getting paid. And so they're going to go above and beyond to do whatever they can to make sure that they get their check. In some cases, it's their job, which is reasonable. However, remember, the best thing for your child is that they get the support that they need. And if you've got an advocate who doesn't really care about the ins and outs of how everything is working, they just care about getting paid or getting their axe sharpened, it's not in the best interest of your child. So since we're talking about money, that obviously is a concern with attorneys. However, the main point I want to make about attorneys is not just that. It's that the process of going through mediation or litigation or any of it is painstakingly long. Like really, really long. Like you could start the process when your child's in 3rd grade and it doesn't get finalized till they're in 6th grade. That kind of long. And let's be honest, you need to find the quickest way to get your child the support or the accommodations or the IEP or 504 plan that they need in the quickest time possible. And if you go the route of an attorney, it's probably not going to be that quick. So you're probably like, all right, wise guy, if we're not using an advocate, we're not using an attorney, what else could we possibly do, right? I got 2 options for you. First, if your principal was not involved in the IEP or 504 meeting, or wasn't involved with the process of how things are going to be laid out for your child, I'd contact them. That's where you would start. However, I'm going to assume maybe you've done that already. And if that's the case, there's somebody else in your district you can contact. You see, every school district has somebody who's in charge of support services who oversees a variety of support services for kids like your child. And you're thinking, how on earth would you know this? Well, because I used to be one of those people who worked at the district level. Because I worked for 25 years in special education, facilitated meetings, 504s and IEPs, and also worked district-wide to support kids and the plans that we put in place, I have a little bit extra insight. And so sometimes people would call on me or people like me who are in charge of support services to help figure out or mediate a way forward between the school and the family in the best interest of the child. And the good news is that won't take 3 years. That can happen pretty quickly. But my next option is even better because it takes all of that out of the equation. Because I have these years of experience and I'm also a dad who has 3 kids with their own unique challenges and their own plans, I developed a system that's filled with secret plays that will get your child exactly what they need so they can be successful in school. And the best part, your IEP or 504 team will love it. Sounds too good to be true? Well, I call it my IEP 504 secret playbook. Because there's some specialized plays you can do to help your child get exactly what they need. If you're interested in finding out more, go to rfvirtualevents.com or just hit up on the link down in the description or in the comments. It's all free. And I want to provide it for you so that you can get your child exactly what it is that they need to be successful in school. It's the same exact plays I used with my kids, and I'm happy to say they've come a long way. Still a long way to go, but we're getting there.